Hello and welcome back to Minecraft in the Universe, episode Big 12. Big 12. Um, as you might remember, last episode we talked briefly about AI. Um, and honestly, I probably didn't talk enough about it. Um, but this episode, I kind of want to talk about a the hot button topic of the hour. So here in America, which I'm assuming all my viewers are American, um, what was it? I looked at my stats at one point. I had some viewers from Germany at one point on the Hoi 4 video, which is pretty cool. I myself am actually German descent, so my people were they showed up. But most people who watch are from an English speaking nation, so you probably know something about what's going on, which is the Save Act. Uh, Honestly, I'm not sure why we're having such a problem with this. I just kind of gave it a quick look to see what's going on here. See the rhetoric on both sides, and you already know I'm conservative. I've disclosed this, but usually I can at least try and see what the other side thinks. Kind of like be like, okay, I guess maybe if I was stupid, I'd think that. But even if I was dumb, just straight dumb, bluntly stupid, I don't think I could buy the narratives around the Safe Act. Like, for example, this concept that married women they won't be able to vote because of their birth certificate, which okay, if you look at any of these laws, because here's the thing, I come from a state that has real ID. I actually don't have a real ID myself. Um, but all that takes is pay a little bit of money and having to go to the DMV. I have to talk to government employees, which let me tell you, nobody likes talking to the government ever, but it's not like impossible. You know what I mean? And it's not targeted because I am a skinny white Christian male. Uh, and I don't have real ID. But I can tell you what I do have. I do have a regular ID that allows me to purchase alcohol and tobacco if I want to. It allows me to operate a motorized vehicle, a standard civilian operation, which means cars, trucks, nothing crazy. Um, and I have access, quick and easy access to my birth certificate, as everyone should. I don't know why you would ever navigate your adult life without your birth certificate nearby, in your home, wherever your home is. And when you go to vote, you don't like get teleported there, right? You have time to prepare. So that's what I do. In fact, I actually, it's the first time I ever voted, I brought my birth certificate with me. Because I believe here in my state you actually do need two forms of identification, or at least that's what I had thought originally. But as it turns out, my ID was enough. That was it, because it proved, for one, that I was a citizen because I have a driver's license, in which they have ways you can't you're not supposed to have a driver's license if you're not a citizen. That's a fun fact. You have to be a citizen to get a driver's license. It doesn't stop people from getting illegal driver's licenses, right? But I might have to fact check myself on the claim of the what do you call that? The driver's license. I'm pretty sure non-citizens can't get driver's license. I'm pretty sure. If I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. It's okay. I'm not a big baby about being wrong. I mean, I can be, but at this moment, I don't really care that much about being wrong. That looks presentable. I do love my patates, my potatoes. Okay. Did we ever seal up that roof? I think we did. So we need to get rid of that red sand. Huh? We did not. And I need cobblestone. I will not lie to you. The dog's little rough, bark thing did just get me to jump a little bit. It just was so sudden and loud. But yeah, it doesn't make any sense, the rhetoric I've heard on like leftist medias. Like this idea that women won't be able to vote, like that's incredibly insane and makes no sense. So if you don't know anything about statistics, you'll know that women had a small but noticeable tick towards Trump in the last election. You'll notice that minorities had a huge surge towards Trump. So that then leads you to think, well, since the Republican Party is winning with these minority groups now, they wouldn't want to deport them, right? That is a very basic way of thinking, for one. Uh, and for two, yeah, it does mean that there is an incentive, there is a political corrupt incentive to make sure that people of a certain group have special privileges and rights and get heard more often than other groups. Welcome to politics, where people get special treatment because they vote for a certain party more often. This is why you see the Democrat Party fiercely guard gay people and black people. Is because that's their golden cows. That's where they get all their money. That's where they get all their votes from. And well, technically they get all their money from white women, but uh look, I had to throw a little dig out there. I can't be a conservative and not make a joke about liberal white women. Come on. Come on. We all knew it was coming. Don't don't pretend. Don't act like you didn't know. I need an axe. Pronto. But yes, so that's one of the things I've heard. I've heard this one guy claim that the SAVE Act requires having a passport, which is not true. And that's just blatantly false. That's false information. In fact, you could call it misinformation. Except misinformation usually uses just wrong information to misguide. This is just fake. It's just fake, straight up. It's a narrative. So I guess maybe that is still misinformation, but you get the idea. It is so fake. It is manufactured. This is just ensuring that we don't get minorities. Well, specifically, and Freudian slip. Anybody? Anyone? Anyone? Hey, 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 hey! He said it. He said it. Specifically, illegal aliens. Sorry, my brain's a little kaput right there. I guess just Freudian slipped it. Now they know. Now they know that I am a very famous racist. No, no, we don't do that here. No, it's just for illegal aliens. And, well, they're kind of, well, you know, illegal. Look, I'm sorry I don't feel that much sympathy for them anymore. It kind of, my sympathy for these groups of people kind of died when all those people that they killed, died. When you see people being murdered, you know, on buses and stuff like that, you start thinking to yourself, well, there's a disease in society. And it's kind of a problem. But it seems pretty open and closed to me. Kind of like it's really hard to deny that this act really is kind of a nothing burger, honestly. This bill is simply an enforcement bill, which makes sense, but I mean, the President of the United States, as part of the executive branch, could have probably done this through executive order and it would have been appropriate. Because executive orders are a uh, tool of the executive government for enforcement of federal law. Um, Executive orders themselves are not laws. They're simply ways to enforce law. So, for example, the border. Say California doesn't want to enforce its border. The president is allowed to sign an executive order to do whatever is within his power, with whatever he wants to do with his executive order, as long as it's not violating the Constitution of the United States, uh, to do whatever he can to enforce it. The executive order becomes like a pseudo law. It's not really a law, but it enforces a law. Sorry, I'm a little unfocused right now in the game, and it might be a good thing. Um, but it's really important to keep this distinction because we have had basically laws instated low key from executive orders, and that's not okay. I think that's just bad. I think that's evil to an extent. Well, maybe not evil, but definitely corrupt. Definitely corrupt. 100% corrupt. It's really, it gives a sinister vibe. Honestly, everything about this gives a sinister vibe. Like, isn't it mad convenient that all the Epstein files stuff released roughly at the same time? And how it's being basically ignored by legacy media? Like the Epstein case was already like something that was like impossible to get the legacy media to talk about. But it's gotten worse. They just don't talk about it at all. It's getting bad. And I think I'm going to call this episode Current Events because I want to also briefly touch on the fact that that halftime show for the Super Bowl is tragic. I did not watch it. I don't know who Bad Bunny is. I literally have never heard of him until now. Apparently, a huge portion of this country knows who he is and then decided to not share. Sorry, I got to blow my nose. What in the world? Well, that wasn't fun. Oi. But yeah, that was a disaster. I don't know why people are so stupid, painfully cringe. Are you there, ogre? We now have a flourishing sheep farm. I should really, what do you call that? Standardize my sapling farm, but, or rather my tree farm, but we'll think about that. But yeah, it just seems like current events right now kind of crazy. We just kind of forget about a lot of things. Um, I haven't heard much. I do know apparently we be like fighting Iran again. Not really sure why, there, Chief. If I'm gonna be honest, I don't want our boys to get drafted. Which honestly would be very doubtful that a draft would ever go in effect again, considering the reputation of the draft here in America. Vietnam has pretty much permanently ruined the opinion of the draft. There would be an interesting topic. I should talk about the Vietnam War one of these times. I'm a student of history. I love history, so I would love to talk about history on this channel. I feel like that would be one of the greatest honors. Yeah, would be to be able to discuss history with all of you people I can't see. I like you people. How do I talk like you? Oh, Borat was such a good film. Um, but yes. The Bad Bunny performance is a tragedy. The Save Act is a scam. I saw a video, apparently, everyone's favorite one 1 trillionth Cherokee Senator Elizabeth Warren um, decided that the economy isn't doing well, and it's like, well, yes, but it's doing better, and it's just kind of like we really just playing tit for tat right now, and it's really annoying. Like, I don't understand how we can just pretend like our candidates are perfect creatures that do nothing wrong. And then the second a candidate from the other party comes in, it's full on attack. Like, tell me you fake without telling me you fake. Let's do exploring. I have a ton of food and I'd love to explore a little bit. That's my coordinates. We're close to spawn. Hmm. Uh, yeah, it's a bunch of nonsense going on right now. The economy is it's the economy. Like it's one of those I guess, bro, sort of moments, you know. Speaking of I guess, bro, why is there this ginormous waterlogged ravine? There's no discernible source of the waterlogging other than it's near a coast, lol. That's crazy. There's no way. Is that a jungle? Hold on. There's cows. That is 100% a jungle tree. Why? Why is there a singular jungle tree? Let's grab all these homies. Alright, so yes. Hey man, this is Minecraft and the universe, you know what I mean? This isn't Minecraft or the universe. This is everything. sheep's no longer interested. That sucks. Alright, but brain. My brain cells don't really work very often, you might have noticed. Uh, what else has happened recently? Man, the world is just a strange place. Oh, the ice protests, you know, those have been going on. Those are pretty stupid. There's bees. I love I love bees. Um, those have been pretty stupid. Please don't. I think I've already said this actually in an episode, but please do not try to hit an ICE officer with your car. There's a difference between disagreeing and then, well, dying by ice. Don't get yourself shot, people. It's really easy to not get shot. Even with normal police, it's pretty easy, and people just seem to struggle with it. Like, it's not rocket science. Compliance, respect, patience, basic human virtues is all you need. Um, sorry, I'm really just locked in on this. I lost one of the cows. Do you think I could loop around and grab him? It doesn't matter. Uh, I have enough. We're gonna bring him over. I think I might actually end this one a little early. I prefer to make these long, but I've run out of topics. I mean, I could sit here and ramble, but we're just gonna kind of let this go. So this will just be episode 13, right? Yeah, I think I may have said 12 earlier. I think I'm stupid. I think I uploaded 12, and my brain was still on 12. We got the homeboys in. We're gonna breed the sheep. Beautiful. XP. But yes. This is episode 13. This is current events. This is the light episode. This is the filler episode. Welcome to the filler episode, guys. Well, glad you could join me on the filler episode. Alright. Just like that, I will see you next time.